Collecting matters. Oh yeah, I feel it. Little paper dreams and I just start dealing. From the corner store pulls to the big glass cases.
Welcome to Collecting Matters, where we talk about all levels of collecting. We'll hear from everyone from new to seasoned collectors. I'm Rockazati, this is Ryan, and we believe collecting matters to the culture.
Love to be. Happy to have you. Appreciate being on the show, man.
Yeah. First question, man. So what do you collect?
What do I collect? I have been an avid sports card collector since I was literally like 5 years old, man. I got into this hobby really early on. My dad used to take me to card shows when I was young, so I just kind of fell in love with it right away. I didn't really understand it, but I just remember walking into a collector convention at the time. I was a young kid, and I just see money flying everywhere, and I see people doing all these transactions, and there's just so much energy and life in that room, and just loved it. And I've been hooked ever since.
Man, do you remember what show that was and maybe the first card you collected?
I was 5 or 6 years old. It was in the convention center in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Yeah, wow. So that was the first big show I ever went to, and then I've been going ever since.
You're a Jersey boy.
Jersey boy, born and raised. Yeah, absolutely.
What's your team? Big sports card.
I mean, so I get a lot of hate for this. So I am an Eagles fan in that regard, but I've always been a Yankees fan. And people will be like, "Oh, you're a front runner." That's not the case. Derek Jeter was always my favorite athlete my entire life. So that was my guy growing up. I emulated him. I played college baseball, so that was my guy. So for me, Jeter, the Yankees, diehard Yankees.
I love it. Yeah. Where'd you play in college?
Kutztown University, Pennsylvania.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was down here at SMU. So
nice.
Yeah. Football.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. They didn't really have the build for football, so.
Hey, I didn't have the arm for baseball, so.
All right. I like that.
Man, so I guess what's your methodology when it comes to collecting? What are you looking for?
Yeah. So I think for me, I got really lucky, right? That was the thing. So people, even today, they come up to me all the time and ask, "Oh, if I had $500, what would I spend that $500 on?" And my thing is kind of cliche, but I tell people the same thing. It's collect what you love every time, right? Don't worry about the money side. Don't worry about, "Oh, I think this is a good investment because of X, Y, or Z." Don't do that. Pick whoever your favorite athlete is. Stick in your lane. I think too many people want to keep up with the Joneses, right? They see all these people dabbling in all these different markets. I don't really do that. I stick in my lane. I stick to the players I like, because at the end of the day, if you buy a player you love and that player goes up and you make money on it one day, it's a win. But if that player, doesn't have the best career or something happens and that card value goes down, it's still a win because that's still your favorite player. So you can't really lose when you do it that way. Mine was always LeBron and Jeter, so I picked two really good guys.
Yeah, I was like, it was a good start. Yeah.
So I made some good money. I got very lucky in that way, but to this day, they're still my favorite guys to collect, and that's who I always have been collecting.
I love that. So who kind of showed you the ropes? How'd you learn how to do what you do?
I think, I don't really know who showed me the ropes necessarily. I think I just learned it myself, right? Like, I think my parents taught me the value of the dollar and how, just because you want something doesn't mean you get it. I remember buying cards. I mean, some of my fondest memories are buying cards from from a card show. And I went up to a table and it was a LeBron Topps Chrome. It was an X-Fractor. I remember a 2003 X-Fractor. It was a BGS 8. It was just a shiny card. And I saw it on the table and I said to my dad, "Oh, I want that card." And he was like, "Okay, well, how are you going to pay for it?" I said, "Well, you have money, so you can buy it for me." He's like, "That's not your money, that's my money. So how are you going to pay for it?" I was like, "Well, I don't have any money." He goes, "Like, I'll buy it, but then you're going to work to pay it off. Like, that's how it's going to happen." So he did purchase the card for me, and then for literally months on end, I was just doing chores, like cleaning his car. I would be doing stuff in the house. I'd be, whatever he needed help with, I just kept doing. And I'd be like, "Oh, did I pay off the card yet?" He's like, "No, you didn't pay off the card yet." So we just kind of kept going from there. And then it kind of taught me that, you got to work for this. If you want to buy things, you gotta invest your own money, and you have to work to get things that you really want in life. So it definitely taught me the value of money. And then from there, I just compounded it into, again, starting for the people I loved, collecting the players I loved. But then I thought of it on more of a long-term thing. I knew these were long-term holds for me. I was never a flipper. I was never the guy that was going to buy a card for, $300 and then try to flip it for $400. That wasn't my game. I bought something that I really loved and liked. So let's just say the comp was $400. But if I really wanted the card, I would pay $600, $700, because it wasn't overpaying to me, because it was something I knew I would have for a long time. So it's kind of how I always did it, and it's done really well for me.
I love that. And something huge that I've noticed about the hobby is man, the community here is crazy. So also, how it is, you have different lanes. These people kind of hang out with certain people. Do you find yourself hanging out with just sports card guys? Do you find yourself leaning towards other parts of the hobby?
I think the coolest thing about the hobby is it really doesn't matter what you collect. We're all the same in our own little way, because at the end of the day, no matter how old you are, what walk of life you come from, like we're all collectors at heart, right? We're all that kid at heart who loved a specific player or a sport or TCG or whatever the case may be, whatever you collect. Maybe it was coins, stamps, whatever it is. But everybody was a kid at heart, and that never really goes away. So I think it's that relating of every person, and some of my closest friends are in this hobby. So people I've met when I was really young, and doing deals throughout the years, and it's a very tight knit community, and there's a lot of really really good people in it. And I think unfortunately sometimes the few bad apples like are highlighted too much. It's like, oh, this guy was a scammer, or this guy did this, or guy whatever, and it kind of puts a bad black eye on the hobby. But I don't think it should be like that, because at the end of the day, like 99% of these people are really good people, and they just love what we all love, which is just that thrill of the chase.
Yeah, and when you talk about the hobby, the chase, and the potentially like a few bad actors, like what are some things that you would want like that you could see could fix that, or different ways that you?
Yeah, I just think reputation is everything, right? Like, I just think it's sticking to your morals and keeping a good reputation. I think a lot of people maybe do get caught up in the quick flip mentality, right? So they might try to cut a corner to, get a card, or, I actually saw something really cool even at this show. There was a kid doing a deal with, another kid at the show, and he didn't know what he had, and I think the card was maybe like a $50 to $60 card, I don't know, but the kid was asking for $5, and the other kid was talking to him. He was like, oh, what are you looking for on that one? He was like, oh, I think it's worth $5 to $10, somewhere around there. The other kid actually said to him, well, the last comp was $56, so I think you're undershooting it. The kid ended up paying like $38, which was really cool. So he could have taken advantage of him, and I actually went up and I high-fived both of them. I was like, I saw that from a side, like, that's the kind of stuff that this hobby is all about. If you do the right things, it's a trickle effect, and it's just good for everybody.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then I did want to ask about, like, what are you chasing right now? What are you looking for?
What am I chasing, man? It's tough. I mean, I still collect the same guys I always collected. So it's LeBrons and Jeters, but now it's game use for me. That's what I really kind of moved into as of recent. I love cards. I still love cards. But to me, something about like the connection to a game use piece is just really special. So again, like I was talking about Jeter, I actually just acquired his last ever game used Mother's Day jersey. So for me, I'm a mama's boy, always have been. So it's like my favorite person in the world. So to me, like on the Yankees, Yankees have a very iconic jersey. They never really alter their jerseys for anything. But on Mother's Day, they used to have the pink ribbons, and they would do like a little pink stamp on the sleeves. So for me, that was like so cool when I saw this piece. I did acquire it, so now I own that piece, which is his last ever Mother's Day jersey, which was really cool. So the game use is just really neat because it ties you to a specific moment, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah, since you brought it up, are there other pieces in your collection that you...
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky, man. I've been lucky. So I think people look at my collection and they're like, oh, you just have a lot of money. And that's not the case at all. Like, that was never what it was. I just bought what I liked, and these things ended up being worth, good money, later on. So I have a LeBron gamer, which is really from his rookie season. That's a pretty big one. Yeah. That's pretty big. I have, a lot of LeBron rookie autos. I've got some stuff. I have Jeter game used everything. I have his game used cleats. I have game used jerseys, full uniforms. Everything's photo matched. I have game used helmets. I have a helmet that's photo matched to 27 games. One of his most, photo matched helmets. I have tons of stuff. So, I've always loved it.
Love it, man. Well, thanks for your time.
Of course,
I appreciate
man.
you taking
awesome.
that
Absolutely,
time walking
brother.
around.
Awesome meeting you. Pleasure.
Great
Thanks for
meeting
having
you,
me.
Yeah, of course.
Collecting matters. Oh yeah, I feel it. Little paper dreams, and I just